Imagine a world where you can move millions of dollars around the globe anonymously, and without ever leaving a trace. Imagine that you could engage in ransomware attacks targeting servers of massive hospitals and power stations, and demand ransoms worth up to multiple millions, without disclosing your identity to receive the payment. And more interestingly, this world is yet to be fully understood and regulated by the authorities. Well, that world exists, and it's called crypto. And let me tell you, the bad guys have figured it out. Welcome to my channel, where we talk about the dark side of money. I am an anti-financial crime specialist at one of the biggest online banks of Europe, and combating money laundering activities through cryptocurrency transactions constitutes a significant part of my industry. Today, we're going to dive into the world of cryptos and money laundering. Listen up, because this is not your average how to make money with crypto video. No, this is the real deal that makes government officials lose sleep at night, and criminals smile with glee. By the way, disclaimer, this video does not provide any financial or investment advice regarding cryptocurrencies. And understanding how money laundering works in the crypto world is a powerful tool to protect yourself and your assets. So sit back, and get ready to have your mind blown as we uncover the shady side of crypto. But don't worry, we'll also tell you what you can do to protect yourself. Are you ready to go down the rabbit hole? Let's do this. Money laundering, in a nutshell, is the process of making dirty money, or the proceeds of illegal activities, look clean. Think about it, if you had a bag full of cash from selling drugs or robbing a bank, would you just walk into a bank and deposit it? Hell no. That's a surefire way to get caught. So, criminals use a variety of methods to conceal the origin of their funds and make them appear legitimate. They might use shell companies, offshore accounts, or even real estate investments to make their dirty money disappear. And now, with the rise of cryptos, they have a whole new playground to play in. Crypto transactions are mostly anonymous, borderless, and fast. This makes it easy for criminals to move their money around without leaving a trace. According to CoinGecko's annual crypto industry report, the market capitalization of the global crypto market in 2022 amounted to $829 billion. We all can agree that such a significant number of large transactions can easily go unnoticed in an industry with such a large massive capitalization. Most importantly, money launderers can use the anonymity of crypto transactions to hide their tracks, and make it difficult for law enforcement to trace the proceeds of their illegal activities. Due to these reasons, money laundering with crypto is becoming an increasingly popular method for bad guys to hide their illicit activities. But for now, just remember that money laundering is not a victimless crime. It funds organized crime and terrorism, and it undermines the global economy. But how exactly do bad guys launder money through cryptos? Let's analyze some of the main ways that money launderers can use crypto to clean their dirty money. First, we have mixers and tumblers, which are commonly used to conceal the origin of illicit funds. It's like a big washing machine for money. Let's say a criminal wants to move money from a drug deal. They take the cash, and convert it into a cryptocurrency like Bitcoin. Then, they send it to a mixer or tumbler. Once the money is in the mixer, it's mixed with a bunch of other people's cryptos and funds, making it impossible to trace the origin of the money. The mixer then sends the mixed funds to different wallets, controlled by the criminal. Now, here's the important part, the mixed funds that come out of the tumbler are clean, untraceable, and ready to use. The criminal can then convert the mixed funds back into cash, or use it to make purchases without leaving a trace. Certain anonymous cryptos like Monero are also the favorite of some money launderers to hide the origin of their funds. These types of cryptocurrencies are specifically designed to hide the identity of the sender and receiver, making it much harder for law enforcement to trace the transactions. Let's say that a corrupt politician in a Western country receives a large bribe, which is obviously a serious crime that can result in prison time, and a dismissal from his position. He takes the cash and converts it into Monero. Then, he sends it to a crypto wallet that he controls. The transaction is recorded on Monero's blockchain, but the identity of the sender and receiver is hidden, making it almost impossible for law enforcement to trace the origin of the money. Monero uses a technique called ring signatures and stealth addresses that makes it difficult to link a specific transaction to a specific person. This means that even if law enforcement could trace the transaction, they would not be able to identify who is behind it. It's like a secret code, where only the sender and receiver know the key, and everyone else is left in the dark. And that's why Monero and other anonymous cryptos are becoming a popular choice for money launderers. Before we move on to the next common technique, we must point out that not all crypto transactions are anonymous. Unlike Monero, some cryptos, such as Bitcoin, do not provide the same level of anonymity. As you might know, Bitcoin transactions are recorded on a public ledger, called the blockchain, which can be viewed by anyone. For example, in 2021, an organized criminal group attacked the IT systems of an oil pipeline company called the Colonial Pipeline, and stole a large amount of the company's critical data. This type of attacks is also called a ransomware attack. The company had to pay the attackers 75 bitcoins, which was around $5 million back in 2021, to prevent a further spread of the attack. Nevertheless, it was then announced by the U.S. Department of Justice that 63.7 bitcoins were recovered from the attackers, as the FBI was able to gain access to the private key of the ransom account, which you can imagine like a password of a crypto account. This means that while the identity of the person making the transaction may not be immediately obvious, it is possible to trace the movement of funds through the blockchain to determine the origin and destination of a transaction. Some users may use techniques like mixing services or CoinJoin to make their transaction more private, but they are not 100% anonymous. To move on, money launderers also use peer-to-peer crypto exchanges to launder money through crypto. These types of exchanges allow individuals to buy and sell crypto directly with each other, without the need for a central authority. A popular example for a peer-to-peer crypto exchange would be Binance. Using a peer-to-peer exchange to find a buyer who is willing to purchase a large amount of crypto in cash, and then exchanging cash for the crypto can be a quick route for bad guys to launder money. Since peer-to-peer exchanges are decentralized, and there is no central authority to monitor the transactions, it is difficult for law enforcement to trace the origin of the funds. Additionally, many peer-to-peer exchanges do not have strict know your customer requirements, which means that they do not ask for the necessary information from their new customers, such as their real names, geographical location, and source of their funds, when opening an account. Therefore, the individuals involved in the transaction can remain anonymous. This allows the criminal to convert their cash into cryptocurrency, which can then be sent to anonymous wallets, making it difficult for law enforcement to trace the origin of the funds. Last but not least, crypto ATMs are also common for being used to launder money through crypto. These ATMs allow individuals to convert cash into crypto and vice versa, making it easy for criminals to convert their cash into digital form. Investopedia estimates that just in the US alone one can find 34,000 crypto ATMs. Money launderers take the cash and use a crypto ATM to convert it into Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies. The ATM transactions are recorded, but the identity of the person behind the transaction is not always verified, which means that the criminal can remain anonymous. Once the cash is converted into crypto, the criminal can then send it to anonymous wallets, making it difficult for law enforcement to trace the origin of the funds. But mostly crypto ATMs have limits in transactions, which might not always be suitable for very large money laundering schemes. We must clarify that you are always legally allowed to use mixers, or crypto ATMs, or trading anonymous cryptocurrencies in a peer-to-peer exchange platform, as long as your funds have legitimate source. Nevertheless, there is no harm in being cautious when using these tools to prevent yourself from being a victim of fraud. But why exactly is preventing crypto laundering so challenging for authorities? Apart from the anonymity factor, there are also some other challenges for the law enforcement agencies when detecting and preventing money laundering. Firstly, cryptocurrencies can be used globally, making it difficult for law enforcement agencies in one country to track and investigate money laundering activities that cross international borders. Crypto exchanges and other platforms are also not currently subject to the same level of regulation as traditional financial institutions, making it harder for law enforcement to monitor and detect suspicious activity. In the US, crypto exchanges are regulated under the scope of the Bank Secrecy Act, and there is yet to be a new act solely to regulate cryptocurrencies. In the European Union, the regulators have just came to an agreement for the Markets in Crypto Assets proposal, which covers issuers of unbacked crypto assets, and so-called stable coins, as well as the trading venues and the wallets where crypto assets are held. As you can see, two of the biggest economies in the world still have a long way to fully regulate crypto-related activities. Additionally, cryptos like Bitcoin operate on a decentralized network, which makes it difficult for law enforcement to shut down or seize assets. Lastly, understanding and tracking the use of cryptos and blockchain technology can be complex and time-consuming for law enforcement agencies. But how can you protect yourself as an individual, or as a business owner, from getting involved in a money laundering crypto scheme? As an individual, be cautious when using anonymity-enhancing features, such as mixing services. Be like a detective, always be curious, and ask questions. Be wary of unsolicited offers, or requests for you to participate in financial transactions, particularly those involving cryptocurrency. Don't trust anyone who comes to you with a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, unless it's a lifetime supply of pizza. Keep a record of your own transactions, and always know where your crypto is going and coming from. Because crypto is like a wild animal, it's always good to keep track of it. If you own a cash-intensive business, implement robust anti-money laundering procedures, and conduct due diligence on customers and clients. Because as a business owner, you don't want to be caught up in any money laundering scheme. It's bad for your business and your reputation. Stay informed and stay up to date with the latest developments in the crypto industry and any relevant regulations. Because knowledge is power, and you don't want to be caught off guard. Regularly monitor transactions for suspicious activity, and report any suspicious activity to the relevant authorities. To recap, in this video, we have delved into the dark side of cryptos, and its role in money laundering. We have discussed how money laundering is the process of making dirty money, or proceeds of illegal activities, appear clean, and how cryptocurrency transactions are making it easy for criminals to move money around without leaving a trace. The techniques of crypto laundering are getting more and more advanced day after day, and as a society, we are obliged to better understand the blockchain technology and cryptocurrencies to better protect ourselves and our assets. If you received any value from this video, please do not forget to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to this video. Please also let me know in the comments what you think about cryptocurrencies. I really want to know. Take care and stay safe.